Hey there, let's get you in on the action. So this is Bruno flying in my glider, and we are going to fly the Salt River Range down low. I think the wind is going to be really cooperative. Wind is coming from right to left, and then it's going to deflect off the mountain. So I'm not that high right now. You're probably higher than I am. Let me know in the comments, but let's fly this ridge. See how it works. So you can see I'm already a little bit low to get past that ridge, so I'm gonna have to get some lift right here off this if I'm gonna get over that ridge. Let's see what happens. Again, the wind should be deflecting off, and I should start feeling it pretty soon. So that's enough to get me over this ridge line comfortably. Woohoo! Check out how much snow there still is up here. Isn't that crazy? So it's like the 23rd of July or something, or of June. Go through this little saddle here. You hear that beeping? That's R2-D2 telling me that I'm climbing. This is an interesting one because if I don't make it through that saddle, I have to go all the way around. So I'm slowing down to see if I can climb it all. Really climbing, but I've got enough altitude to get through this saddle comfortably, which is nice. Oh, there's the lift. Isn't that crazy cool? Again, I'm going to have to climb, but it looks like I'm making some progress. I think there's a lake down here at the bottom on the right. I can see actually, I think a cabin. Might just be snow. It's a little bit of a climb. Again, I gotta get past that snow cornice there, so I need to climb at least another 100 feet or so. Let's see what happens here. R2-D2 is beeping like crazy. And sweet. Good enough to clear this ridge with the snow cornice. Bird just flew past. Isn't this crazy? I feel very lucky that I'm able to do this. Very privileged. kind of heading more towards this back range. And if I hit sink or don't find lift, then I can go out through one of these canyons, land in a farmer's field. So even though this is crazy rugged terrain, I do have an out. So the wind is mild, let's say, but it's enough to make this work. If it were stronger, then I could actually go faster. So I'm looking at my options, and I want to get through there, and climbing would not be a bad idea, so just kind of going slow and climbing right along the ridge line. Then we'll hopefully jump through one of those areas, and then we can get back to the very back ridge, which you can see just keeps going. So again, we nicely make it over this. That's helpful. I'm loving this lift. I'm just actually gonna circle once just so you can see kind of what I'm talking about. See, so there's the valley that I could then go down through, get to the farm fields, and this is where I came from. And we're climbing as I'm turning. Also, if you look down at the snow, you can see that it's got this purplish streaks, and I think that that's a bacteria that grows in the snow. Kind of interesting. I want to get through this. I need to get a little bit more lift so that way I can get enough speed, comfortably get down through it. So far so good. I don't have a ton of speed, but I'm getting the height. Yeah, we can do this comfortably. And there's even lift right here. Fantastic. You hear that? So I could get suckered into playing way back there, but I'm going this way. And there's no reason to go that far this way. We're in sync right now, so I speed up. This is my altitude, so you can kind of see if I'm climbing or sinking or what's going on. What my goal is that I want to shoot through this saddle right there, because if not, I have to go all the way out there. So a glider is constantly falling through the air because I don't have an engine, but if I can find updrafts, air currents, that are going up faster than I'm sinking, then guess what? Glider goes up, which is what you're seeing. So I'm going to be able to get through this very comfortably. My glider, when I'm just cruising like this, it sinks a couple 100 feet per minute. And oftentimes you can find air currents that are crazy strong. I mean, even 1,000 feet, 1,500 feet, 2,000 feet per minute going up. See, that's pretty strong. For a second there, it showed it was going up 1,300 feet per minute. So that's plenty strong to do it. So now I'm going 90 knots, which is about 100 miles an hour. And in fact, I'm even climbing. Now part of it is because the terrain that I'm over is just perfectly angled to the wind. So it makes it deflect perfectly, and it makes it so I can go faster. Alright, gonna want to get through this saddle. The wind is, my instruments are saying the wind are somewhere around maybe 10 miles an hour. So it's not that strong. If it were, I mean, perfect would be maybe 15, 16 miles an hour, because then it's strong, but not so strong that it's scary. Again, another saddle that I need to get through. That's great that I'm still climbing. And what I want to do is I want to climb up to the top of those peaks right there, so that way you can see over them. So if there's good lift, I'm actually going to slow down. And this, look, the mountain's really flat, so it should provide really good uplift, because the wind hits it and just bounces up. Let's hope. So far, so good. I'm always thinking about if I suddenly hit a downdraft or something that's unexpected, do I have enough airspeed and altitude not have a problem? I've unfortunately had multiple friends that have died in the mountains flying like this, so it is a higher risk, but you can see the reward. Concentrating. Because with the strong lift, those strong currents, they can also push the glider around. Isn't this insane? What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn around and do one more pass, so that way you can see this from the top. Okay, there's some lift. Yeah, that's that strong lift I was talking to you about. And look, see how we're climbing? The mountain tops kind of start going down. There we go. Okay, so we're just gonna do one pass like here, so that way you can see this, and then we'll climb this on top. See how that's like a perfect wind wedge. Push the wind up. And there's those raspberry streaks I was talking about. Kind of interesting. And on top of that mountain, somebody built a little rock pile. Another little bird just flew past. And, alright. So, we'll turn around now. Look how pretty the valley is. It's so green. And, see, I told you we'd get on top. Here we are on top. Now, to the left of us is unlandable, scary, wilderness nothingness. So if I were to get careless and get blown over the backside here, unless I'd have to find lift or I'd crash land there, which I am not wanting to do today. Okay, let's keep going. You can hear it still beeping, so you can hear I'm in the lift. Oftentimes, once you get to the top of a ridge, the lift is better instead of halfway down. And you get some just amazing ground rush as you're flying over this and by it. It's fun. Okay, that is 2,000 feet a minute. So that's strong. Can you hear the difference? I'm also looking at a lake down where it still has ice on it, but just right around the edges it has water. But then you can also see blue ice, which is pretty cool. Heidi and I just went on an Alaskan cruise and we went to some glaciers. It was fun to see the blue ice there. Supposedly it's like ice that has less water than regular ice. No, not less water, less oxygen. Speaking of oxygen, I do not need to be on oxygen until 12,500 feet. Above that, it's a really good idea to, well, it's not just a good idea, you need to be on it. Makes you sharper than I am now. See this? Isn't this fun? So again, 2,000 feet a minute going up. So to kind of put that into perspective, when an airliner takes off, they're climbing, I don't know, 3,000-4,000 feet a minute. So naturally, without an engine or anything, climbing as fast as a airplane. So like my airplane, when I'm climbing, you know, with full of people and stuff, it's only climbing at like 600 feet per minute. And so oftentimes my glider, I can climb faster than my 210. Sink, and then there's more lift. Whoa! You can feel the power. So here, let's see if I can get escape. There. So here's my G meter. So when I hit one of those, you can take a look and see how many G's I'm pulling. That last bump was probably a little bit over 2 G's. So a G is, you know, the force. So at 2 G's, I'm double my body weight, which is quite excessive. So it's like 6,000 pounds. So I mean, as you can see, this is just so much fun, and in some ways so tranquil, but in other ways It's exhilarating. I've jumped out of an airplane 3 times, and I actually get more of a rush doing this than I do jumping out of an airplane. So tell me if that's not crazy. And part of it is just because you don't always make it back to the airport. So you can get towed up by an airplane with a long rope that tows us up just a couple thousand feet, and then we release in some of that lift I was telling you about. Or you can winch up, and today we were doing both winching and aero tow down an airplane, which is fun. And if you go to my channel, you can see that there are... Oh, somebody else? Yeah, one of my friends is flying up here. That's cool. Romeo Echo, Rob. Bravo 4.
Where you at?
I'm pretty much due east of Afton.
20 miles out, it's 11.3. That's the planet right, please.
Awesome. There's a really good cloud street, so I think I'm going to try headed towards Kemmerer. You want to join me?
I'm definitely fine. Go ahead. X-ray, mainland out.
At an airport or at a field?
Probably field.
We're happy to come get you.
Before Romeo Echo, I just noticed you're right underneath me.
Hello.
You just popped up in my phone, like not even a half mile away.
Yeah, I've been watching you for a little while. So, you interested in going south, or what are your plans?
I'm just poking around here, enjoying the scenery.
If anybody lands out, make sure that you guys grab Bruno to help. That's my son. So, as I was saying, sometimes you don't make it back. So, my friend John, he might have his first off-field landing, which is exciting. So you land in a farmer's field. Hope you don't tick off the farmer. You know, we pick a field that has been plowed, or recently the hay or the alfalfa's been cut, so you don't damage the crop, and it's actually a really smooth landing. I've done it 15 times in the last 30 years of flying, and just sometimes you can't make it back. You can't find that thermal, you can't find that lift. And what happens is your friends bring your glider trailer, and you take your wings off, take the tail off, the top of the tail, and then you put it in your trailer. It takes like 15 minutes, and you're off and away. So in all my off-field landings, I mean, I've not even scratched my glider, so you can do it safely. Now, some of the challenges would be if you hit power lines coming in, hit a fence. Obviously, that could be catastrophic. So, secret is don't hit anything. I've got some videos on my channel of landing out in fields. So, one of them, the field was a little bit more bumpy than I thought. So, do a search for Bruno bumpy landing, and that'll